Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. A little bit of a computer unboxing, computer toys unboxing. I bought a, basically it's an Apple charger. It's not made by Apple, obviously it's third party. But it is a 96 watt 5 amp charger. I needed this for my QuizLab hub. And hopefully it's enough, because if not, Apple does have a really super high powered charger from the Apple website that I'm going to have to order if this doesn't work for me. Right now I'm running 3 amps into that hub, and it's just hardly enough. Need a little bit more juice yet to those front ports, so I'm hoping that the extra 2 amps does that. So let's unbox this jazz. So it is USB-C to USB-C, and we got a really long cable, which is nice, very thick, due to the 5 amps worth of load here that we're going to be using. And of course, here's our unit. Now this will work on pretty much any MacBook that, even if you use a 65 right now and it's Type-C, you can actually use this, and things will actually charge quicker and all that jazz. But this one's supposed to be able to put out 5 amps according to the write-up. And so we're just going to take a look here. And interesting. 5 volt. Well, we're not really gaining much according to this. According to this, we're only at 3 amps at 5 volts. We're at, let me get a magnifying glass. I may have bought wrong. We'll see though. So DC 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volts 3 amps, 15 volts 3 amps, 20.5 volts 4.7 amps. Well, I guess we're going to find out if it actually does improve anything. I'm going to do speed testing on the drives beforehand and afterwards, then we'll see if 96 watts, because right now I'm running a 65 watt charger at 3 amps apparently, and this thing they said was up to 5 amps, but they set it more for the 5 volt, not for 20 odd volts. So I guess we'll see how that one goes. If not, it won't go to waste either way, because I do have other Type-C stuff. Now this little guy is a USB tester. This is one of a couple that I ordered, and I will say this right away. I did give this one a pre-test because I've been looking for a way to test how much amperage is actually coming out of my ports on my hubs. This definitely tells you the voltage, but the only way it's going to tell you any amperage is to plug something in, and it's like, that's not what I wanted. So I'm hoping the Type-C one that I ordered works better for this, because I want to know what my ports actually have for amperage output. You know, I don't care how much the device is drawing. I know what my devices draw. I just want to know if we have enough amperage coming through. But there are other settings on this, so maybe there's a setting issue that we're going to have to go through, which means we're going to have some reading to obviously do here. And it looks like we've got Chinese and yeah, definitely got Chinese there, and I can't read Chinese. Let's see, do we have English here at all? That's all Chinese. Oh, that's definitely some other language. Features. So we do have a small English section here. Voltage range. 3.3 volts to 30 volts. Current range 0.01 to -4.50 amps, maximum 10 amps. Do not support for a long time at 10 amp load. Duh. Power range tells us there. Output 1, output 2. Tells us that jazz. Capacitance records the sum of capacitance for multiple charging and discharging. The capacity's data will be saved when it is powered off. Capacitance memory. USB doctor. Okay, so we definitely, oh, it might work for what we need it for. 7 different display modes. So it might work. We're gonna have to play with the button some more, I guess, and just see what's going on there. But that was a very inexpensive toy. But I did order a Type-C version. There's another one up there I saw too. But I may have to go into something a little bit higher end, because I want to know the actual amperage coming out of my ports. Like I said, I'm not really concerned about voltage, because that's a constant. It's the amperage I'm concerned with. Anyways, so we'll play with that and we'll let you know, because I'll be reviewing this stuff down the road. Anyways, the other toy I got was an NVMe drive. Now, here's the funny thing. You guys know recently I bought an Western Digital 1 terabyte NVMe Type-C drive. So it's got some speed to it, obviously. Nowhere near what it should be running at. But the cable's too darn short, and I wanted a longer cable. Now, from any research I've done on Amazon, I can't find just a drive cable by itself, which is kind of disappointing. And I do have Type-C to Type-C cables, but here's the deal. You can't use a regular Type-C to Type-C drive cable and expect your drive to work. I did a speed test, and what had happened was I was basically at the speeds of a very pathetic hard drive. Whereas I put its own little short cable back on, and I was back up to about 7 and change megabits per second. 700, right? And so I figured, well, if I order this drive, it's definitely going to give me access to the Type-C to Type-C. I still have Type-C to Type-A for the drive itself, so I can still use the drive for an NVMe down the road, which is no big deal. And this actually has a aluminum heatsink as well to keep your drive running cooler. And I'll have to read the instructions on how to crack into this little puppy. But anyways, so that is something that we're also going to be finding out if it actually works. Now, I'm going to actually, you know what, you know what, let's do it now. Let's do it now. Okay, I'm going to set the camera up because I got to know. And I'm sure you want to know too. So let me just stop the camera and we'll set up and restart. Okay guys, so we are going to start with the stock cable. Plug that drive in. And we're going to speed test this puppy. So Blackmagic speed test. Let's see if I can, yeah, we're okay. So what are we getting here? Oh no, that's my internal drive. Select target drive. Passport, open. Alright, so this is our passport drive. So we have 623.7. And we have 760.1. Okay, that's respectable. Well, yes and no. It is Type-C, it's not Thunderbolt. Okay, so let's unplug this and we'll use the long cable that came with our new drive. Because I needed the longer cable. Alright. And it's mounted. And we need to go to select our drive. My passport. Open. Bazinga. Works absolutely great. That's what we were hoping for. So now I can actually mount this drive where I want it. And it'll serve a purpose between both my computers. Now, I do want to show you guys, just so that you know what happens when you try using just a Type-C to Type-C cable that is normally for charging. So, we shall snag that sucker. So, this is actually the cable for charging my Logitech keyboard. Plug it in there. And where'd our drive go? I had the drive. Where did I put my drive? Man, I lose stuff quick. There it is. Okay. So, this is our drive attached to this cable. Now, it will mount, as you can see. That's not a problem. But the last time I did a speed test like this, it was pathetic. And there we go. 34.1, 34.0, 33.7. So it's grossly pathetic. I mean, so you can't, that's proof right there. You cannot use a USB-C charge cable to actually go onto an NVMe drive. You have to use a drive specific cable because charge cables for Type C to Type C are not designed to work with hard drives. They're designed for charging your stuff. Which kind of got me because, I mean, in theory, that's a good word, isn't it? I feel like a theoretical physicist now, except I can prove what I just did. But in theory, you should be able to do it because Type C to Type C, there's voltage and data, but apparently they are actually different. So we're back to the long cable that we got in that drive case, just to show you. And there we go. We're right back to where we should be. Well, we should be a lot faster. This drive's rated for 1500 megabits per second. It ain't anywhere near that. But, you know, it's good enough for what I need to do, because I'm going to mount this thing with some double-sided tape, and I can swap this between my Air and my Mini because of the extra long cable. That's what's going to help me with that. So, you know, that's kind of my thinking on doing that sort of thing. But anyways, it works. We got it solid, and we still have a Type A to Type C for the NVMe case, right? But if I wanted to put an NVMe drive in there and also use that one as well with this Type C cable, I could also do that as well. So you can't have too many hard drives. You can't have enough storage. So, but glad that worked out, because I could not for the life of me find just straight out Type C to Type C drive cables. And this small little pathetic piece of junk that came with that Western Digital drive that cost me 160 bucks Canadian, that's too short for anything, you know? So it's like, ugh, drive you nuts. Anyways, that's it. That's all. That's our score for computer stuff today too. I do have, like I said, another one of these testers coming in. I got other stuff I'm going to be ordering in down the road, see how things go, and I definitely have another order I got to place today with Amazon. Anyways, so thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.